Alright everyone, welcome back to the Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign. Last time we did the Media Blitz mission, and this time I want to see where this whole Tosh dude is gonna go. So we're gonna head over to this Belshear planet, and we're gonna unlock the Goliath. Let's do this.
Gift from their gods. Here we go. Much prettier than Redstone, yeah?
I don't much like fighting Protoss if I can avoid it.
Not just any old Protoss. Fanatics called the Tal Darim. They believe the Tarazine is sacred. A gift from the Zelnaga.
If these Tal Darim bring in their air power, they're gonna hammer us. Swan, get the Goliath schematics loaded at the factory. If their anti-air missiles are still any good, we might just pull this off.
All right, cowboy. I'll get the Goliath schematics loaded so we can build more.
How do we get to the Terrazine?
See those altars? Tal Darim mystics set them up to collect the Tarazine. We just need to grab it.
Well, our SCVs will be able to haul the Terrazine. We just gotta keep them protected. With any luck, we can pick up what we need before the Tal Darim find us. All right, let's get to it.
So anyway, in the last video, I decided to set, I cut out most of the bits of me just microing my base, and I set the rest of it on about 3 times speed when I wasn't talking or doing anything critical. And I think that turned out pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that probably from here on out through the rest of the Wings of Liberty campaign. I'm definitely looking forward to playing Heart of the Swarm, and I'm not sure about Legacy of the Void, but we got time to decide on that. So I did give this mission a go. I failed on the first attempt. I tried to just go out and take these Terrazine things. And what ended up happening was I kind of just got wrecked at one of them, trying to defend it while also getting attacked. And I think what I'm going to do this time around is try to build up a force of Goliaths using regenerative biosteel and just roam the map with them slowly. It seems like I invite extra attacks when I go to actually claim the Terrazine, and so by not claiming the Terrazine, I can avoid such attacks. Now, I definitely want to get all the research that I can out of this mission, so I am going to be probably trying to take it slow. I'm going to see if I can shut down the Protoss bases, and then get the objective maybe after that. Might be a bit of a slow way to play, but I definitely want that research. I'll probably be fast-forwarding it again, similar to last mission. I liked how that turned out last mission, so we'll see how it goes. So I guess really quick, I'll explain a little bit in more detail exactly what my strategy is. So I have the regenerative biosteel upgrade, and from all the Zerg research that we got, and that means that my units slowly recover HP. So the more units I have, the more passive healing I have split between my army. So the idea here is that I'm going to build up a whole bunch of Goliaths, and then I'm just going to micro the Goliaths. And I'm going to do this thing where I walk in, and then as this guy gets hit, I'll walk him around to the back, and then I'll walk this guy around to the back. And now these 3 Goliaths that have taken damage are healing. So this guy has like 0.6 health regen, and this guy has 0.6 health regen, and this guy is giving me 1.8 health a second. Essentially, the idea here is that the more Goliaths I get, the more health regen I have. And the more firepower I have. So, gonna see if that works. It'd be pretty cool if it does. Future Zicargo here with a little bit of a spoiler alert. This strategy does end up working, and just to explain the math, if you have about 4 injured Goliaths, regenerating their HP for about a minute, that restores about as much HP as 1 whole Goliath. So over the course of the mission, this probably saved me who even knows how much resource on just making more Goliaths. If I wasn't doing this, I probably would have needed to make an additional factory, and this strategy might not have even worked because I might have run out of resources. Did end up getting kind of down to the wire on this the second base that I ended up taking eventually, and yeah, I really like this strat. I love strategy games for the reason that you can try out stuff like this. Like you encounter a mechanic where you just give your units health regen, and all of a sudden they go from being these expensive units that it's really hard to afford to lose to being these, you know, 0.6 health regen is not very much, especially when you consider that an immortal does like 55 damage on attack. But over the course of the thing, I end up eventually getting up to like 25 or 26 Goliaths. You could easily get up to 30, and getting up to 30 is having 18 health regen. And that means that every like 7 seconds you recover as much health as a Goliath even has. And that's without using SCVs to repair, which of course you can also do. So yeah, over the course of a 20 or 30 minute mission, if you're regenerating 18 HP a second on your army, it just ends up to being several thousand. It makes your... It's the difference between running out of resources and losing the mission, or being able to slowly walk through the enemy base. And I love when strategies like this end up panning out. I'm gonna go for a point of vehicle plating. I know that armor's not super valuable against the Protoss, but I think with this kind of strat, individual points of armor are actually pretty useful. Futures of Cargo interjecting in here just a little bit with some criticism for myself. So the Void Rays and whatnot are extremely good at fighting vehicles, and I think I would have saved myself a lot of hassle if I had gone for the vehicle upgrades first. In this mission I end up going for both armor upgrades before I take weapon damage upgrades, and the idea here was to prevent individual points of damage. So we're talking about 0.6 health regen making the strat work. So individual points of armor save a lot of time on how much HP I have to recover. But if you go for the damage upgrades and you drop enemies faster, then you take less damage in total. And that probably would have been the better way to go. So if you're going to do this mission or you're going to follow this strat, just keep that in mind. Probably better to go for the damage upgrades first. At least first damage upgrade, then first armor upgrade, then second damage upgrade. And anyway, there you go. This is honestly playing very, very similar to a Terran Bio army, in the sense that you really do you try to keep as many of them as alive as you can, but that doesn't work, so you keep most of them alive, and then you just rebuild the ones that you do lose. Starting to run out of minerals over here. My queues are backing up, so I should get another factory started. Anyway, let's keep going over here. See what we can find. I've only found one of those relics so far. Oh, okay. Found one. Wait, there's something happening. Jesus. Okay, they have an absolute ton of forces here. I'm still missing a Protoss research, so I'm gonna check out. Yeah. I noticed this looked suspicious. Gonna oversaturate the gases. It's not efficient, but it's probably more efficient to have 4 in each gas than it is to have... This is not it. Isn't that prismatic alignment? Doesn't that make it slower? I wonder if they can respond to multiple at the same time. In fact, can they respond with several? There we go. Okay, it seems like they can't really. I wonder if they build up several armies. And then, just because I've attacked his base so many times, I wonder if his armies maybe aren't really there and strong anymore. I am gonna run out of minerals here in not too long. I feel like fighting them is better than not fighting them. Because you run into this thing in Dota and other strategy games where if you leave the enemy alone, they just do whatever they want to. So I wonder if my accidentally wandering into his base and shooting his stuff has made him weaker. I'm curious exactly how they set up the missions. How many more do I need? I need 3 more. I'm gathering 3 more. That one should be safe. Probably can defend these 2. Yeah, from right here.
Mineral field depleted.
You and your raiders sure can walk the walk. We just need one more.
25 Goliaths. This is actually a pretty strong army. I could try walking into his base again and probably dying. I'm not sure if that's a good plan. I think what's so cool about these is the AI has a... It seems to be building units at a fixed rate. So it seems like because I took the fight to them and attacked all of their armies, when I split up to take multiple... canisters, they weren't really able to stop me.
The last canister. I think we've outstayed our welcome, boys.
The regenerative biosteel strat kind of worked in the sense that some of those Goliaths stayed alive for a very, very long time. I think you still need to use SCVs to repair a little bit, but not all the way. It's also, against Protoss, they're very good against tanks and vehicles. The Void Ray and Immortals and stuff are just absurd against armored units. So, yeah, I think all things considered, it did fairly well. I think I could have just built Thors. That might have been stronger.
Sir, I received an encrypted transmission from an untraceable source. It claims that Tosh here was part of a classified operation called Project Shadowblade. They used Jorium and Terrazine to enhance ghost powers.
It's true. We are called Spectres. Next generation ghosts.
And you were gonna tell me all this when?
We all have our secrets.
I like how no one reacted to him just pulling out a knife after being accused of being a government agent. Something to that effect. They're just like, yeah, whatever, you got a knife. Just casually pulling out a butterfly knife to show off your skills with it.
It's Minsk, trying to turn us against each other. Don't let him.
I'll let it lie for now. At least till I find out who sent this transmission. But I'll be keeping an eye on you, Tosh.
If you want someone to trust you, you don't say, you can try to keep an eye on me. The fuck? Oh, we got mercenaries. Goliaths? Goliath mercenaries? I'm not actually sure that's worth. I'm not entirely sure how worth the mercenaries are in general. You don't use them very much. When you do call them in, maybe this is just me, but when I do call in mercenaries, I'm kind of just afraid of losing them. Because they're more valuable. Okay, that sounds insane though. These both sound insane. That's also insane. Yeah, no, that's insane. I think the Goliaths are going to be a lot better than the Thors for fighting in choke points. So, as much as I do want to get this Thor upgrade, I think it's like maybe a couple of Thors as an actual frontline unit. And then this upgrade gets even better. But then Goliaths is probably the main DPS. They're smaller, which means you can have more of these and you can have their attacks spread out and so on and so forth. If you're up against spread out units, like a series of Protoss air stuff, and the splash damage isn't very good, the Goliaths are way better, because they're like higher DPS for the supply and the space on the battlefield. So you can fit more of them together. That makes it easier to fight around choke points and high grounds and smaller, tighter spots of the map. So I do think Goliaths have their place. I really like the look of +3 anti-air range on the Goliaths. That sounds pretty good. Anyway, that mission's been pretty cool. Sounds like Tosh Boy was part of a government thing. And whatever this is looks amazing. We're probably going to keep going with Tosh's storyline because it's really cool. So anyway, yeah, it's been fun. If you've been watching my campaign playthrough, please consider leaving likes and or subscribing to the channel. It really helps. I'm a pretty small YouTube channel. I've been trying to upload several videos a day, trying to grow the channel. If you do watch the content and do enjoy it, it would mean a lot to me if you could leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I'll see you soon with the next one where we're going to be going to, what was that? New Folsom? New Folsom. Yeah. We're going to be going here. We're going to be doing this Tosh Boys storyline. Anyway. Oh, wait. We got some Protoss research. We can do that first. Automated refineries? Definitely produce gas faster. Yes, that means I get more out of less SCVs. Yo! Okay, that's super good. That means that you can save 150 minerals on... Well, I'm assuming. It might be more expensive. But you can save 150 minerals on SCVs to mine gas. And instead just have gas. And you can also save a couple points of supply. Not much, but it could make a huge difference in the early game. That sounds good. That also would make a huge difference in the early game. You don't necessarily have that much resource to start with. So one build queue for SCVs is kind of all you can manage for a little while. And if you need to make any units, then I guess there's like a mid-game point where this is more efficient. But this is more efficient all game. Anyway, that's all for me. I'll see you guys next time with the new Folsom mission. Later.